Jackson.
You go out against the Houston Texans and absolutely drum them. The only thing that was better than Lamar was Beyonce. And so when you look at that team and the way Lamar Jackson is playing, what stands out to you?
Listen, Lamar Jackson's played this season. Most people will say the addition of Derrick Henry and the way they run the ball and have run the ball throughout the entirety of the season is why they're winning. But we've seen Lamar Jackson do this before Derrick Henry got there. I'm just going to read off his numbers this year. Lamar Jackson, he's 5 yards away from throwing for 4,000 this year. He has 39 TDs and only 4 interceptions with a 67.9 completion percentage. That is elite quarterback play at his position. I think, to me, this might be his 3rd year to win the MVP, but I would love to make sure he gets a chip because he has to get that monkey off his back with the way he's playing. Constant MVPs over and over and over. Without that chip, to add to your resume, it really means nothing.
I think it's also the defense, too.
Yeah.
He thought he might have to outscore people, and he will at some point in the playoffs. But moving Kyle Hamilton back to safety and just keeping it simple, put your best player where he's best. And I think they've improved a lot since they made that move.
What is it, or how does a team go from where they were early on in the year, giving up those big plays, especially in the passing game, to being one of the top defenses down the stretch this season?
Well, looking at it from the outside in, I think you got to take a look at Dean Pease, who came in there around midseason, and I would say the big plays certainly diminished after that. No, they've always been strong against the run, and now they're just playing better complementary football. But without giving up those big plays and forcing these teams to drive, and convert 2 or 3 third downs and go 70 yards instead of getting it all on, on 160-yarder that's, as we all know, the key to playing good defense. Don't give it up in one play.
Yeah, the biggest playmaker of them all is Lamar Jackson.
No question.
And we all know sitting at this table that quarterbacks' legacies are defined by whether or not they win championships. And still standing in the way would be the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, who right now have locked up the #1 spot in the AFC playoffs. But coming up next, Chad will set the record straight, and he will name his favorite wide receiver duo in all of football. And it's probably who you think it is. Miss Day was that, like, you have these two teams in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens that are ascending, and then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans that are playing some of the worst ball or their worst ball of the year. Coach, when you look at what the Kansas City Chiefs have been able to do, what stands out about the way they've played late in the season?
Well, not only late in the season, Ryan, but late in the game. They play their best ball when it matters the most, and they don't make many mistakes, and they make a lot of good plays. You look at the game against the Texans, they have the ball for over 10 minutes in the 4th quarter, convert a 3rd and 4, then Hunt rips off a 20-yard run. They run out the clock. Texans get down there. They got 1st and goal on the 10. Stroud takes a 5-yard sack when he runs out of the pocket and doesn't throw the ball away. Of course, the Texans surprisingly get a 5-yard formation penalty to go from 3rd and 15 to 3rd and 20. Last play of the game, offensively for the Texans, can't block Karlaftis, can't block Chris Jones. They just get run over at the tackle position. Quarterback's running for his life. So if you want to be a championship team, you got to step up there and fight the big boys in the 4th quarter.
What is it about the Chiefs that always allows them to make the play while the other team doesn't?
I mean, eventually teams are going to beat themselves in the league. And I think late in the season, teams are going to regress. And as you see some of these teams regressing, the Chiefs are doing what they do. It kind of remind me of your old groups. They can take different forms. They can be a different team week to week. Look at their offense right now. They're opening up. They move Joe out to tackle. They say, hey, well, maybe our franchise quarterback is the way to win. And, it's not all about 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust. They make adjustments. 11 days, 3 games. And they come out of the thing, pass with flying colors. They got a chance now to have the bye, which they're going to have. And they're going to play like Pittsburgh or Houston. They're set up just as good as they were last year and even better. They're not going to have to go on the road. They just know how to do this thing. And, that's what it comes down to.
You know what I hate about watching the Kansas City Chiefs is the fact that all year we talked about what they couldn't do. But they continued to win. They continued to find a way. And at first, people thought it was luck. And then they thought it was fluky. And now you're finally realizing, no, it's attention to detail.
You make your own luck.
You make your own luck. A team that was carried by defense early, now finding their way offensively. Good day for you because the playoffs are coming. I'm your host, RC. This is Chris Long, Chad Ocho, Cinco Johnson, and the coach, Bill Belichick. I just want y'all to know that Christmas is a season for giving. And speaking of giving, before Coach left last week and he was kind of telling us about his new time at Chapel Hill, I said, hey, Coach, you think you could get me a pair of J's? And not only did he get me a pair of J's, Chris, you don't know nothing about this down in Charlottesville. He got me the legend blue 11 Jordans.
We want some NIL money.
Coach didn't just add to my wardrobe, right? Coach made my wardrobe ascend to the top tier when we're talking about shoe wear.
Ryan, that's one of the many benefits of going to UNC.
Come on, this is crazy. I won't stand by this.
Ocho, we see what I just got for Christmas. What did you get for Christmas?
Listen, for Christmas, I had the pleasure of giving us a Cybertruck.
You call me when you need a tow. When you're stuck in a ditch, you can call me. I'll pick you up my Tundra.
There are no ditches in Miami.
Okay, all right.
Coach, you had to get something great for Christmas, too.
My present came a little bit early. UNC job.
Chris, so I know for you, right? You got the boys. What did you get them for Christmas?
Got them dirt bikes.
Oh. Is this something that Howie would approve?
I think the injury report could be looking like the Lions here in a couple weeks. I'm a little bit nervous about this.
You know what? Speaking of fun, though, you know who had a ton of fun this week? The Commanders. And right now, they're squarely in the playoff picture. When you think about the NFC and how the Commanders have now positioned themselves in the 7th position, obviously the Lions are still at the top. The Philadelphia Eagles fall in the Atlanta Falcons because of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers laying a dud against the Dallas Cowboys are leading in the NFC South. But there's a reason why the Commanders are 7th, and that reason is Jaden Daniels.
3rd and goal to 6. Daniels into the throw. Into the back of the end zone. Wide open! Touchdown! Touchdown, Washington! Daniels lobs it up towards McLaurin. He's open. Over shoulder. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown, Washington! What a throw by Daniels! Loads it up. Going deeper. Giambi Brown. He's got a step. Catches it 45. Amazing run by Jaden Daniels! Mama Dan goes down there. Lobs it up. Wide open. Down the sideline goes Zacchaeus. Gets out of one tackle. And a second. He's going in. Touchdown. Daniels moving to his right. Throws towards the end zone. On the ground is Olamide Zacchaeus. It's caught. Touchdown. Philadelphia leads 33-28. Jaden's got 4 touchdown passes already. How about a 5th? Here we go. 2nd and goal at the 10. Snap to Daniels. Eagles break 4. Into the middle of the end zone. Back is gone. Touchdown, Washington. Jason Crowder. Amazing. Let's go. And the game is over. Washington has ended Philadelphia's 10-game win streak.
And Jaden Daniels has now hit double digits when it comes to the NFC Rookie of the Week. And Chad, when I say Jaden Daniels, you say
franchise quarterback. A quarterback that makes great decisions with the ball. He's the reason he changed that entire franchise around in less than a year. Similar to how we talked about C.J. Stroud in his rookie year with the Houston Texans, that's what Jaden Daniels has done for the Commanders this year. His decision-making, his ability to throw all the balls and use his legs when he has to. You know, he's a throw-first and run-second type quarterback, and he's done wonders for that franchise.
Hey, Coach, I get it. Jaden Daniels has played fabulous this year, but I feel like the Eagles' defense helped them along a little bit in this game to play well.
It was Christmas on a platter. 3 busted coverages, got the ball thrown over their head 2 times, and then Smith drops a game-winning catch that they would have been able to run out the clock and win the game. So probably the worst game the Eagles have played all year. If they play the way they can play, they're going to be tough to beat, but they gave that one away.
You know, and that's the thing about the NFL, that for every game that's won, there are also a ton of games that are lost by teams who should find ways to come out on top on the scoreboard. Also, the Atlanta Falcons, who will play the Commanders this week in a huge game, they decided to go from Kirk Cousins to Michael Penix. And Michael Penix, I think, to me, Chris, right away showed the difference in arm strength between the 2 quarterbacks, but also athleticism.
Yeah, the first throw of the game, they move him out of the pocket. Kirk's out of the pocket 4% of the time. That's virtually nothing, and a rush doesn't have to worry about that. You know, if you look at having to prepare for a quarterback you don't have a lot of tape on late in the year, it's not who you play, it's when you play him. You know, it's kind of a scary prospect to think, hey, we don't have a lot of tape on this guy, and if he's pretty good, they're going to go into the playoffs possibly. with a new look, I was really impressed with him and the velocity on his throws. Chad, I got a question for you. He's a lefty. Does that matter? Having to get on the same page with a lefty quarterback?
It looks funny, especially when you're playing. To me, when you're playing on the left side of the ball, you know, and the ball is coming at you when it's spinning the opposite way. I think it is a little funny. But I played with Scott Mitchell. You remember Scott Mitchell? And anytime he threw the ball, especially when I was on the left side coming in, it just looked really weird.
Coach, how difficult is it to make that adjustment when two quarterbacks have such a different skill set, from Kirk Cousins to Michael Penix Jr. as a play caller?
Well, I think you do what the player can do well. So when Penix is your quarterback, you have a few plays that Penix is better at than Kirk, and vice versa. I don't think you change your whole offense. That's just that messes up the other 10 guys. They need to do what they can do. I like Penix. I really like Penix. I said that when he came out. You know, he's got a lot of experience, played 5 years. I think it's an uphill struggle, but I do like the kid. My
one question for you, Coach, would be, you went from Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady. I think the story has been told a million times. What were some of the conversations you had going from a veteran guy who had seen a lot to a younger player that you were going to have to grow with and teach?
Well, those two players actually have a similar skill set. It's similar. I'd say the bigger adjustment was Brady to Castle. When Brady got hurt in the first game in 2008, Matt came in and we just won differently with Castle. Again, more moving pocket plays, you know, some quarterback runs, but he didn't have the experience that Tom had. We weren't able to do some of the audibling and pre-snap read and things like that until eventually we could. But you know, Matt Castle's a really good quarterback. He's very different than Brady, and so we had to find things that were different for him. You know, even some deep balls, you know, he's really good at those too.
Yeah, I mean, Raheem Morris will have to figure out if and how Michael Penix Jr. can move the Atlanta Falcons into this NFC playoff picture.
Justin wide open. Darnold throws on the run to Addison. Yes! Jefferson, yes! Jordan Addison, touchdown! Jefferson, yes! Firing for Addison. He caught it! Good catch! What? 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 Come on, man. Best duo in the league, dog. Best duo in the league, man. Better let somebody know. Better let him know.
Justin Jefferson telling Jordan Addison that they're the best duo in the league. But what's not pictured there is the huge day that Jefferson had against the Seattle Seahawks. 10 catches, 2 tutties, and 144 yards. You don't believe him? Here's some video evidence of why he might be telling the truth. All right, Chad, we're going to see right now, out of the gate, Justin Jefferson, San Francisco 49ers. Tell me what you see here.
Right now, I see a condensed split. I see a DB in no man's land, because if you're going to be that close, you got to get a hand on him, which is why Justin Jefferson is running open wide down the field. Make the tackle, please.
The other piece is this, though. You have 2 defenders on Justin Jefferson. You get in the open field, he cuts back, but nobody's as smooth as that referee.
No. You saw the hips? You saw the hips on the ref?
The hips, he swung him, and he got to his position. Also, too, you have Jordan Addison on the other side.
Jordan Addison coming off the ball. Again, DB 7 yards off, being nosy, eyes in the backfield instead of on the player. What happens? Touchdown, Jordan Addison.
Okay, so now you see this play with the Atlanta Falcons. Look at Justin Simmons. He's going to open towards Justin Jefferson, and Sam Darnold never looks that way.
No.
Jordan Addison cashes
Most definitely. And again, go back to this running back from me real quick. If you're going to be up there playing press, get a hand on the receiver to at least slow him down a little bit, or give yourself a chance, especially with the double move midway through the route. Again, the ball by Sam Darnold makes this play happen. Good catch by Addison.
I mean, the big thing for both of these guys, they track the football extremely well, great yards after the catch, and they also have really good hands.
Yes, sir.
Justin Jefferson telling Jordan Addison that they're the best duo, maybe something he's used to, because your favorite duo also had a guy who was part of the 2019 Louisiana Football Tigers.
Listen, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. To me, this is the true #1 duo in the NFL. Here we have again, DB jam is zone, Chase doing what he does, it's the reason why he's special. That's 2 tackles. That's 3 tackles. I'm going to take it to the house.
The big thing about Jamar Chase is he's built like a running back.
Yes,
when he gets the football in his hands, he's difficult to break down. There are multiple plays on the season like this. But talk to me about T. Higgins and his ability to make the contested catch.
Listen, T. Higgins is very strong. He's about 6'3", 6'4". But any 50-50 ball, any contested catch, he's coming down with it 99.9% of the time.
And if you run that play back, there's a penalty on Christian Fulton of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's getting hands
on him.
On T. Higgins. T. Higgins with the back shoulder throw is able to rotate and catch the football. That sort of catch radius is big for Joe Burrow.
And he plays through contact all the time. He plays through contact all the time, which is why Joe is feeling comfortable throwing a ball like that.
Okay, so now if there's any indication that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase can be the best duo in all of football,
yes, sir,
it's the fact that on a play like this, where both guys are doubled, T. Higgins can get the football over the top.
Most definitely. If you look at T here, down to the bottom, 2 yards inside the numbers, one thing he does that the naked eye can't see is when he comes off the ball, let it play a little bit, just to free himself up a little bit from the corner. He dips in on the inside as he's running a slant just to get him to bite just a little bit, and that small hesitation allowed him to separate from both of them.
And when you have big-time players like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, those are the things you can do, and Joe Burrow is having a historically good year for the Cincinnati Bengals.
So to give people better context at home, when we talk about the best duos in the league, there's nothing against Jefferson and Addison, but they would be Ren and Stimpy. And stay with me now.
Okay.
Chase and T. Higgins would be Timon and Pumbaa.
Well, now we have Ren and Stimpy and Lion King analogies. This is what I do know. You were part of a pretty good duo yourself with TJ Houshmandzadeh, and it was great to play against those guys. Maybe one...
Để bắt đầu vào làm thì đây mình đã chuẩn bị những nguyên liệu và dụng cụ như sau này. Về dụng cụ thì đây mình có một cái bút chì, mình có một cái compa, một cái thước kẻ, một cái bút màu nước, một cái bút chì, kéo và một cái compa, một cái súng bắn keo. Mình sử dụng súng bắn keo để dính nha. Các bạn nào mà không có súng bắn keo thì có thể sử dụng bằng các loại keo khác mà nó có thể dính được giấy là được nhé. Tiếp theo ở đây mình có chuẩn bị 2 tờ giấy màu. Mình có một tờ giấy màu đỏ và một tờ giấy màu xanh lá cây. Giờ mình sẽ đi cắt cái tờ giấy màu đỏ này nhé. Đối với cái tờ giấy màu đỏ này thì bây giờ mình sẽ đo ra 8 hình, mỗi hình mình sẽ để kích thước là 3 x 5 nha. Bây giờ mình sẽ đo ra độ cắt này. 1 này, 2 này, 3 này, 4 này. Tiếp nha. Mình sẽ cần kẹp ở đây là 5 hình, 8 hình. Hai này, 4 này, 6 và 8. Thôi đó rồi mình sẽ cắt ra nhé. Đây là mình sẽ cắt ra này. Đây, mình sẽ cắt cái này ra nha. Đây, giờ mình sẽ chia nó ra nhé. Một này. 2 này. Tiếp nha. Mình sẽ chia nó ra. Như vậy là mình đã được 8 hình như thế này. Sau đó giờ mình sẽ gập nó lại, sau đó để gập nó lại để mình cắt thành cái bông hoa nha, cánh hoa nha. Và mình sẽ gập đôi phần giấy này lại như thế này. Cái thứ hai này. Cái thứ ba này. Cái thứ tư này. Cái thứ năm này. Cái thứ 6 này. Cái thứ 7 này. Cái thứ 8 này. Sau khi mà đã gập xong rồi mình sẽ cắt phần giấy này ra nha. Một cái này. Cái thứ hai nha. Hai cái này. Ba cái này. Bốn cái này. Năm cái này. Cái thứ 6 nhé. Mình còn hai cái nữa này. Tiếp nha. Sau khi mà cắt xong bây giờ mình sẽ đi làm nhụy hoa. Nhụy hoa mình sẽ dùng một chút màu xanh. Giờ mình sẽ cắt ra một cái hình tròn màu xanh dương này nha. Đó. Mình sẽ làm cái phần màu xanh này để làm nhụy. Bây giờ mình sẽ cắt cái phần màu xanh này ra nhé.